Hello and welcome to Tea Break Film Reviews. My name's Michelle and today I'm going to be reviewing Little Women. This film is a rambunctious celebration of sisterhood with many memorable moments, so hold your bonnet and hear me out. Before we start, please consider subscribing to support this channel and help us make more videos like this. Little Women tells the story of the four March sisters through the eyes of Jo March, the second oldest sister, who is frustrated with the limitations imposed on women by 1860s society and is motivated to become a self-sufficient novelist. Through her characters, Louisa May Alcott, the writer of the novel the film is based on, explores the limited options women had during her time, with the main emphasis being on the problem of wanting a career and fighting against the expectation to become a housewife and mother. It is an interesting time to release a film with a premise like this one. Of course, women's rights have come a long way since the 1800s, but some of the expectations, preconceptions, and stigmas that existed then still exist now, be it far less severely. Little Women sheds light on these issues very much like the beautiful 2018 film Green Book sheds light on the horrible racism experienced by Black Americans in the South during the 1960s. What both films do is use the tension created by the inequality as a background against which their main stories about family and friendship are set against. The strength of the relationships eventually help the protagonists overcome, or at least come to terms with, the hardships they are facing. That is what I think is Little Women's strongest asset, the family dynamics. With their father away at war and their mother managing the household, the March sisters are growing up with important roles and responsibilities within their home, as well as greater freedom to do and say what they like. This is where the beautiful cacophony of dialogue comes in, with every scene that features the March family written loud, fun, and engaging. It felt like a genuine portrayal of sisterly love and hate with petty arguments and conversations that overlap. This was made even more effective when contrasted against the small, all-male Lawrence family, whose voice and presence was always overwhelmed by that of the March family. One thing that didn't work for me is the casting. Despite all giving fantastic performances individually, the four main actresses just didn't look like sisters. I know the filmmakers wouldn't restrict their casting to actual sisters, obviously, but they just felt too mismatched. I was also meant to believe that Florence Pugh is the youngest, but she has far too wise an expression to be a 12-year-old, as is her character in the book. In another film I reviewed, The Five Bloods, the main actors were used in flashbacks instead of younger actors, and it worked in that film. But in Little Women, the difference between a preteen and a post-teen is far too great to sell this lack of transformation. I do appreciate that they coloured the childhood scenes warmly and the older scenes cold, but it just wasn't enough for me. Whilst I am on the topic of things I didn't like, I have to mention the costume design, because despite the Oscar win, the historical inaccuracy is truly laughable once you see the extent of it. I would recommend watching a video Michaela Tewers did about this, because I knew I could see something that didn't feel right, but I didn't know what until I watched her video. But back to what I did like. As the sisters grow closer to adulthood, the reality of being a woman is revealed, and they have to come to terms with their future. We get two very touching monologues from Jo and Amy, and Amy's one in particular really became the highlight of the film for me. As the youngest and silliest of the sisters, I didn't expect to hear how hardened she had become at the idea of romantic love. Her realistic explanation and pessimistic view of the world felt truthful to the experience of becoming an adult and realizing the superficial restrictions that have been put on your life. Personally, I would have liked to see more of these slow, serious scenes because I was so impressed by them when they appeared. But that said, their effectiveness is likely the result of having so many jovial and celebratory scenes to be juxtaposed against. Overall, Little Women's aesthetic sits somewhere between Louisa May Alcott's experience of the 1860s in the novel and the film's director and writer Greta Gerwig's experience of the noughties. It is a little confusing at times, but overall works wonderfully as a film that explores womanhood and celebrates sisterhood. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want to see more videos, and comment with your thoughts on the topic. What are your favourite films about growing up? This has been Tea Break Film Reviews. My name's Michelle, and I hope you have a great day.